Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have some pretty cool antique store finds that I'm so excited to show you guys. I'm gonna save the best for last because I just thought this was so cool, and I'm definitely gonna be recreating it. So we kind of had an antique store trip that neither one of us planned. We went to the west side of St. Louis, and in a little town, Barnhart. I don't remember. I think that was the name of it. Well, we went over there because he's been looking for a new farm truck, a new farm truck for him, but also a work truck. Well, we looked at dealerships and we found what he liked. It's just, man, we couldn't come to spending that much money on a new truck for him, a new work truck. So he started looking on Facebook Marketplace, and every morning he'd sit there for a couple hours, get up early. I mean, we're the type of people, we're up every morning at 4:45, 5 o'clock, somewhere in there. Sometimes I oversleep until 6, but we are up early every morning. So he would spend those few hours when I'm watching the news, drinking my coffee, he would be looking on Facebook Marketplace for a truck. Well, one morning he found one, and he's like, honey, it's really far away. And I was like, what am I going to do? Sit here and crochet? I can sit in the car or the truck and crochet while we're driving over there to look at it, So we finally, let's see, on the 25th, we drove over there, and as soon as we saw it, we fell in love with this truck. I said, honey, it's perfect. It's exactly what you need. It's exactly what you're looking for. And we test drove it, and he loved it, and he's like, I think I want to do it. And I was like, I'm game. I said, let's do it. So we bought it, and then after we bought it, we left and went to Wendy's to eat lunch, and I'm in our vehicle. He's in the truck we just bought. So we're driving separate, and we get in there and order and sit down and, chit chat while we're eating. And then he's like, so do you ready just to go straight home, or you want to stop anywhere? And I was like, well, there is a huge, and I the only reason I know it is because I saw the sign for it when we were driving to Wendy's, and it's a huge antique mall. It's like South County Antique Mall. It's in St. Louis, right on the edge of St. Louis. So, and we were going to be going right past it. So I was like, well, can we stop here? I was like, just here, and we'll go straight home, because we still had another 2 hours to drive home. I said, can we stop here and then, do our walkthrough, and then we'll go straight home. No stopping anywhere else. I'll cook dinner when we get home, or we can just eat leftovers, or fend for yourself kind of night. So we finally get to, well, we didn't finally, I shouldn't have said that. The South County Antique Mall was only like 10 minutes from us. So we get there, and we're walking in, and I was like, wow, this looks like it's going to be pretty big. And we get inside, and I'm like, holy cow, this is massive. I don't think I have ever been into an antique mall that was as big as this one. He looks at me and he goes, honey, this is going to take 2 hours. This is going to take 2 hours to walk through. And I was like, oops. We may not get home till late tonight. And I think he was saying that because he didn't want to walk through it. But I wasn't. I was like, no, all the cool stuff that could be in here? And there was. So, we start walking through, and I'm not, like, I see crochet blankets or crochet doilies. I mean, things that I've seen a million times, and I have plenty of that, I didn't need to buy. So I still just keep looking and keep looking. And the first thing I come across is this box. So it's a box like this, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, it's another one of those old crochet sets, and then women would put the little piece of paper on it, with the little saying. And I think those are so stinking cute. And if you remember in the last antique store, the doll surgery video, if you remember in that, I had said that I was talking about a sombrero thing that I had seen. My light is flickering if you guys can see that. But I was talking about a sombrero thing I saw, and it had a little saying to it, and I could kick myself in the for not getting one, but I didn't. And now I'm like, every time I see one, I'm going to get it because it's going to make me mad that I didn't buy one of those sombreros. But what it is, what I think it is, because I haven't taken it apart, she has it sewn to a piece of paper, a piece of like packing paper. But what I think it is a baby hat, a cardigan, and then maybe like a, no, it's just, it was just folded. So it's a baby hat and a cardigan. And the tag, so if you guys don't know, if you go to an antique mall and you buy something, you have these tags on little strings. Of course, I don't have one because they take them off. But it's a little tag on a little string, and it'll say, like the person that owns the booth, it'll have their booth number, it'll have a description of what it is, and then it'll have the price, and then maybe some other stuff. But this one said it was a shower gift, a baby shower gift, and or a wedding gift. No, I'm sorry, it was a wedding gift. And I was like, this is adorable. It says, now don't get excited and don't get misled. It ain't what you think it is. It ain't what you think it is, but dishcloths instead. So slip out the stitches, pull the ribbon loose, fill your dishpan with your water, and they're ready for use. And then it says, from Auntie. Isn't that adorable? So could you imagine opening this on your wedding day and being like, they got us baby stuff already? But it says, it isn't what you think it is. Oh, I thought that, I loved this. I thought that was too cute. But if you can see on the back, the couple of spots where she sewed it to the paper. So I'm just gonna leave it and not mess with it. And I keep it in the little box. I loved it. The box is a little falling apart. No idea what that is. Anyway, so I got that to add to my little collection. And then, let me think what was next. I want to keep it in order. I think it was, no, I can't. That's what I was going to show last. Okay, so what I'm going to show last I found, and she had a whole rack of them, and a bunch of them, but there was 3 different types, and I bought one of each of 2 of the types, and I didn't get a third. But anyway, so I got that stuff, and I'll show you that at the end. And I went walking. A shadow just went by on the wall, and I thought Matt was trying to get my attention. I went walking through, and I wasn't finding anything, and I came across a booth full of dolls. And I'm looking at the dolls, and I'm not seeing anything that's catching my eye that, I just can't live without, I gotta get. I didn't see anything like that. And if I did, it was kind of a little overpriced on the doll part, nothing else. So I was like, no, I'm not going to. Well, then I look over and I see a white trash bag hanging on the wall, and I saw this doll smashed on the side of the trash bag, and I saw this tag, and I knew it's a Fiber Crafts. Well, I know Fiber Crafts sells these 12 or 13-inch dolls, so I was like, oh, I want that bag. So I grabbed the trash bag, and the trash bag was full. I just didn't see anything else but this doll. So I thought, well, I'll look at it when I get home. So when I got home, I opened it, and it was funny because I just turned my head and put my hand in the bag and pulled out what I was looking for, or what I grabbed. So it had her in here. So there's another 12 or 13 inch I can add to my collection. And then it had this bed doll, and she's in the plastic still. I mean, it's fallen off, but I'm not pulling her out because I see chunks of hair, and it's making me not chunks of hair, I should say. I can see there, you see it right there, the hair everywhere, and I think what's going to end up happening, her hair is going to come off, like her whole hair is going to come off. So I'm leaving her in the bag. And then I pulled out, I was excited when I saw her. I pulled out her, and I was like, well, I can fix her up easy peasy, just like this. Might glue her hair down like that, put a hat on her, brand new. And she's got her heels. So I was super excited about her. She has got a ripped belly. And then I found, now these two I have never seen. She was in here. And I figure I could probably adjust my hook size and have a dress for her in no time. And then I found this one, which is another Fibercraft doll, and she's got shoes, and she's called a flat heel doll, so I thought maybe I could look online and see if I can't find some patterns for her. She's 11 inches. Is that the same as a Barbie? I don't remember if that's the same as a Barbie or not. I don't think it is. Anywho, so I found her. She's got her little heels with her. And then she came out of there. And I know what she is, because I have one or two of them. So I was excited to see her. And then I pulled her out, and I'm like 90% sure this is one of those porcelain-like dolls from Fibercraft. And the reason I say that is because in one of my other videos, I have no idea which one it was, I showed you guys some porcelain look dolls. Well, they look almost exactly like her, but the eyes are slightly different and the face is slightly different. I'm looking right at one. Give me a second, I'll grab her. Okay. Yeah, they're the same. I'm holding her on my knee. They're the exact same height. Yeah. See, this is the porcelain look doll. And then here's the one I pulled out of the bag. So they look really, I don't know, maybe she is a bit bigger. I don't know. Well, anyway, I pulled her out of the bag. And then I pulled, which I was super excited about because I needed some of these, or wanted some. My little faces that I like putting in these. And it's a 3-pack. So I was really excited to see those. And the last thing I pulled out, and I have never seen before, it's a pillow doll, which, you know, I've seen a pillow doll, but her hair, I have never seen this before. Her hair, can you see it? Her hair is like gray highlights with brown. Yeah, you can see it right here. Right there is perfect. Oh man, and it looks like it might be falling out. Dang it. Man. Now I kind of want to open her to know if it is going to fall out. I hope it doesn't. But I also got excited because when I pulled her out, I saw this. And usually when you see a paper in a Fibercraft doll, it's a pattern. So I was like, oh, she's got a pattern with her. But it's not. It just says crochet a doll pillow. Look for these pillow doll crochet patterns from Fibercraft. So I was like, dang it. Man, I really hope her hair isn't gonna fall out. I don't think it is, because I'm pulling on it. I don't think it is. Okay, so then I found that, and then of course when I am antiquing with my husband, he has this amazing ability to be all the way across the the antique mall and say, "Honey, come here and look at this. Honey, come here and look at this." And I'm like, "I've got 15 booths to look at before I get to you. So I have to remember where I am, go to him, look at what he wants me to look at, and then turn around and come back to where I left off." So that's what I'm doing. I am looking at stuff in one booth, and he yells at me. He's like, "Honey, come here, come here, come here. I want you to see this." And I was like, "Dang it. Okay, hold on just a second." So I finished looking at this booth, and I go, hustling over to him, and I glance over, and I glance back, and I was like, and I saw something, and I was like, "Oh, yes!" So, I go look at what he wants me to look at, and I don't even remember what it was, honestly. But I come back, and I look at what I saw, and I looked at the price, and I was like, I've got so much stuff already. I don't know. Should I do this? So I let her sit, and I was like, okay, let me think about it. Just let me think. Maybe I'll get her, maybe I won't. So I took a picture of the booth, and I messaged my friend Johnny in Florida, and I was like, let's play a game. I said, it's called, do you see what I see? And I sent the picture to him, and he's like, I see it. He's like, buy it, buy it, buy it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend any more money. So I went walking around the rest of the antique mall, and I have to tell you guys it's not off topic, but I find this adorable. My husband, he has a certain way that he has to go through the antique malls, where I am just like, bzz, 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 he's like, no, you have to do it like you're sweeping a house in a fire. And I'm like, okay, how do we do that? And he says, when you come in, you have to instantly go right, 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 right. And then you go up, back and forth like this. And I'm like, let's do it, honey. So anyway, I completely even lost my train of thought why I said that. I don't know, but we finished going through the booths, and we were on the last row, and he wasn't next to me. He was at another booth, and I'm like, I'm going to do it. So I ran and got what I'm getting ready to show you, and I come back, and he's like, are you kidding me? And I was like, I can't help it. I've never seen one at an antique store or flea market or resale shop, nothing. I've never seen one. I mean, I've never seen one in a store. So I picked her up, and I got, ta-da! Now, usually to see these online, these run anywhere from, like, including shipping, $30 to $60, maybe $25 to $60 if you're lucky, including shipping. So price of the doll plus how much the person charges or whatever charges for shipping. These are not cheap. She was $12. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it. So I bought her and brought her home. Which I think it's funny because I have a blonde one, but her name is Tina. Tina. Chattin. The hair is the same. The face is different. The face is slightly different. I think. I don't know. Anyway, so I found her. And then for my all-time favorite, that was the end of the antique mall. We ended up just jumping in our vehicles and heading home, which was another 2-hour drive. So by the time we got home, I was exhausted. I was asleep that night at... So we watched our show. It was probably 8 8:45, 9 o'clock. I was dead asleep. I was tired. Okay, so here is the things I found that I'm definitely going to be recreating. When? I have no idea, but I want... Oh, excuse me. I definitely want to make these. So, ta-da! It's a towel, set like this, with a matching wash rag, and she just crocheted. This is the pins holding it together, or the little papers holding it together. So what she did was she crocheted the flower and the leaves, and then just stitched it on a wash rag, and then did the same thing on a bathroom towel. And then she just flipped the, wash rag on the top of the towel. I can't get it right because she's got the little plastic pieces holding it on, and I can't get it to set right unless I pop them off. And there's a bathroom set. I just think that is the coolest thing. So she had that kind, and then she had this kind. So it's a big basket, and then the wash rag. Oh, she's got that one in there too. The wash rag is in the basket, and the wash rag has, well, I don't think it has. Yeah, it just has a border around it, crocheted around it. And then you just put it back in the basket. Isn't it cute? Could you imagine? Oh, and look at the border on both ends of the towel. Could you imagine going into someone's bathroom, like you're a guest at their house, and you go use their bathroom and you see this hanging? I would be like, that is adorable. But yeah, I can see. Let's see if I can get you guys to see. Right there. Can you see where she just sewed it onto the towel? Looks like she just whip stitched it on. Right there. See it? She's got a little tail, but I can hide that. Yeah, you can see really good right there how it's just needle and thread sewn on there. See it down the basket? I am gonna make this. I am so super excited. I am gonna make this. Like a whole bathroom set. Ooh, I bet. Don't they make towels, but like they're only like that wide? And they hang like next to your bathroom sink so you can dry your hands on. Don't they make something like that? Or am I thinking that's only kitchen towels that are that big? Let me know in the comments, please. I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, so sometimes I just don't know stuff that most people are like, Alana, you're a dingbat. How do you not know that? Well then, so I've got a little added extra trip for you. I'm going to have to insert a picture because I forgot the trash bag downstairs. So for all this time that Matt and I have been going to antique malls, there's always this one in a town just down the road from us, and every time we go there or go past it or, you know, what have you, it's closed. Every stinking time. So we were going to Mount Vernon, which I have a subscriber that's from Mount Vernon, and if I remember right, her name is Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. Anyway, so we were going to Mount Vernon, and we were going past this antique mall, or store that's, well, yeah, it's an antique mall. It's just tiny. That's always closed, and it happened to be open, and we are like, are you kidding me? So we stopped. And we pulled in, and we go in there, and there's this woman. She had to have been 85 years old. Adorable. She had, it almost looked like she had what I would say is red dyed hair that looked faded. So it was almost a pink. This is an 85-year-old woman, so I'm instantly like, I love you. You are adorable. So she had this red dyed hair that looked faded and looked pink, and she had a leopard hat on with like a leather bill, like I have no idea how you would explain that. It's just like just a hat that fit on your head, not like a baseball hat, but a hat on your head that was leopard print, and then a leather bill. And I'm just like, you are adorable. And she had, I don't think she had like any kind of, I mean, she had blue jeans, and she's this big. I mean, tiny, tiny woman. And I think she had jeans on, and then she had a top, but I don't remember anything special about the top. But then she had leopard print shoes on, and I'm just like, this is gonna be a fun one. So she talked to us for a little bit, let us know there's an upstairs and a downstairs, and she owns all the downstairs, someone else owns the upstairs, blah blah blah. And we walked through there, and nothing stuck out at me. There was a room that had a bunch of dolls in it. Not overpriced, but I don't need... And when I mean doll, I don't mean like these kind of like Fibercraft dolls. I mean like baby dolls from the 60s. And I was just like, I don't need any more. My husband would kill me if he wasn't here. But anyway, so I was like, no. And we come downstairs, and we go off this one little room that we didn't see whenever we first walked in. And I saw this basket. I saw this basket sitting there, and I was like, well, that's kind of cute. And I'm not a basket person. I mean, I the only reason I have some is because I have crocheted things in them, and I mean, that's pretty much it. I haven't messed with anything else. But I saw this basket, and I don't know why, it just caught my eye. So I just kind of walked over there, and I looked in, and I was like, oh, look! So when I saw what I'm going to show you, what they are, little finger puppets. So I put them all on my finger, and I was like, honey, look. And this is what I was doing. I was doing this to him. And I was just walking past. So that's I'm assuming a rooster and a llama. And these are knitted. These aren't crocheted. But I thought they was too stinking cute to go past. Let me get them all ready for the camera. There's a couple little threads hanging out that I'm going to fix. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Are they not the cutest? See if I can hold it like this and get a thumbnail. Okay. I know I probably look like a dork, but if sometimes, like, whenever you upload a video, if you have a certain spot where you set in one position for a while, YouTube will like grab that as a thumbnail and suggest it. So if I hold that for a minute, maybe it'll suggest it as a thumbnail for me. But anyway, sorry. Anyway, so I saw these, and the basket had a tag on it for $3. So I was like, well, that doesn't say it includes the little finger puppets. So I was like, I walked up there and I asked her, I said, so does the basket include the little finger puppets? And there has this in it. It says support our troops. But I wasn't, you know, I wasn't specifically getting it for that. I wanted the finger puppets. And she's like, yeah, I'll sell it for $3 with the finger puppets. And I was like, sold. And then, so we're standing at the register and we're talking. And I see this white trash bag at my feet. And I look at it and I look away. And then I kind of go off and while Matt and her are talking and looking at stuff. And I come back and I stand there and I look down and I see this trash bag. And I'm, you know, I kind of wander off again and I come back and I look down and I was like, whoa, that's a trash bag of yarn. And I looked down and I was like, that's Karen 1 pound. Like, holy cow. And I looked down and I was like, ma'am, is this for sale? She's like, yeah, what is it? And I was like, it's a trash bag of yarn. So she's like, well, if you want to open it, go ahead and open it. So I got down on my knees and I'm trying to pick, it's a white trash bag that has the red tie. You know, you cinch your trash bag shut and then you tie it. That red, not shouldn't say material, but like that plastic. And I'm trying to get it open because, you know, they double knotted it real tight. So I'm trying to pick it open. And then finally I kind of look over to see if Matt's watching me because he would probably have jumped my butt. But I put my face down there and I grabbed it with my teeth and I pulled it apart. And then finally I opened it and I look and I saw, I'm going to insert here a picture of the trash bag of yarn. I left it downstairs because I forgot to bring it up. I'll make a time at 31. Let's try 50. But it had the 3 skeins of Karen 1 pound in the color peach, which I don't think I've ever seen before. And then there was half of a skein of Red Heart Super Saver spring green, which I don't know about you guys, but I can never find that color anymore. I used to go right into Walmart, grab it, and go. You know, they do not have it. Let me rephrase that. My Walmart does not have it anymore. Neither does any Walmart that around me have it. So I saw that and I was like, jackpot. Well, then it had a gray and a project that she had started that I'm not gonna finish only because the edges go like, you know what I mean. So I'm not gonna finish. I'll probably just end up pulling it out and keeping it's Red Heart Claret, so it's that maroon color. So I'm probably just gonna pull it out and keep it. But where was I? Was something else. Gray. There was another color in there, but I don't remember what it is. Anyway, and I saw the yarn. Then I also saw this, which is a crochet hook set from Walmart that I think they're like $16 with all the hooks in it. And I think it only comes with hooks. And I know they're $16 because I have a story to tell you. So I asked her, I said, yeah, I'll take this. How much do you want for it? And she's like, $5. I was like, sold. 3 full skeins of Karen 1 pound in a color that I've never seen before. Plus this, I'll take it for $5. So we finished checking out and we get outside and I told him, I said, honey, I said, I know what you're probably thinking. You don't need more yarn, blah, blah, blah. I said, but the main reason I wanted that was because of this and it's full of hooks. I can show you real quick. So whenever you buy this at Walmart, one side is full of the small steel crochet hooks, and then this side is full of your larger crochet hooks. And it has these, and I think, it could be completely wrong, but I think these are the little cards that you wrap your embroidery floss around whenever you are cross-stitching or embroidering. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what those are. And then it has some of those plastic needles, and it has, you know, your normal size hooks, and then that pack. The reason I wanted this, because I don't use boy hooks, I use clover. I started with boy, went to Susan Bates, and then went to clover, and I love my clovers. But the reason I wanted this so bad is because I decided that the 2 vehicles that we have, that we take places, long trips, I'm going to put one of these crochet hooks in it. Because we were at a volleyball tournament recently, and I took, okay, so I am filming this the afternoon of September 26th. This is the same day that I posted the Guardian Angel on the clothespin tutorial. So when I went to that tournament, I took my project that I was working on and designing and trying to get to work out right. I took that project with me to this tournament, because sometimes these tournaments, between games, you could sit there for 2 hours waiting for your turn to play again, or your school's turn to play again. So I thought, well, I'm going to finish working on this Guardian Angel between games. So I go get my bag, and I come back and I sit down and I get everything out to start working on it. And I left my crochet hook. I left the little zipper bag I have in my project bag, because it's a small one, because it's a thread project. So I had my little needle, I had my little stitch marker, my scissors, my little crochet hook in this little bitty bag that goes into my project bag. Had the project bag, didn't have the needle bag or the crochet hook bag. And I was just like, I was so mad. I could have just yelled a cuss word, and I thought, it's okay, because we're in a town, Walmart's just right down the road. So I asked my friend, I was like, do you want to run to Walmart with me? Well, she wasn't feeling good, so she's like, here, just take the keys, run up there real quick. So I jump in her van, run to Walmart, and the only crochet hook that I needed, the only one they had, was in this set. So I had to buy this set for $16. Go back to the game. I got to work on my project, and I thought, this isn't happening again. This is not happening again. So I thought, all right, the one I bought for the volleyball tournament, the one I bought at the volleyball tournament is going into one vehicle, and this is going to go into the other vehicle. I said, honey, that's why I bought that bag of yarn. I said, this brand new, $16. And I have got some spare or extra small steel crochet hooks I can put in here, and I'm putting this in the truck, and it'll be ready for the next time that I get a project and forget. That's the second time that's happened to me. Second time. Oh, I was so angry. Anyway, so that's why I bought this. Or why I bought the bag of yarn that had this in it. And that's pretty much it. Well, there was one more little thing. There was a it's called Log Cabin Village, and it's a town right next to us. Puts it on, and they're all cabins from the 16, 17, 1800s. Well, my family has one there, and then my immediate family doesn't maintain it, but a family of mine down the line maintain it. And well, I always go see it and go see family members that haven't the slightest clue who I am. They know my grandma, but they have pictures of the family that it belongs to, and my grandma's in there, and I think my dad might be. I don't remember. Anywho, so that's what it started as, was people come and look at your family's log cabins. Well, now it's gotten to where there are tons of vendors that set up selling stuff, and I love going because there are 3 vendors that are always there, and one of them is a crocheter, one of them makes tumblers, and one makes t-shirts. I don't have the t-shirt with me, but I don't know if you guys watch Yellowstone. We love Yellowstone, and it premieres this year on my birthday, so that's an awesome birthday. But anyhow, the shirt I got, the sister Beth Dutton in that show, she has a line in that show that my husband and I fell in love with, and I think she's talking to a woman that was really mean to somebody else, and so she walked up to her, and if I remember right, I could totally be wrong, but she walks up to her and she says, "You're the trailer park and I'm the tornado," and I don't. There's something else she says, but it was a shirt that had that saying on it right there, and I was like, yes. So I bought that for myself, and then I bought a new wax melter because mine it kept, for some reason, it kept blowing the bulb, and then it blew the breaker. Well, then the next thing I know, it just wouldn't work anymore. So Matt snuck off and bought me a new one, and it's a gnome. It's so stinking cute. And there was even a lady there that wanted to buy it, and Matt got it before she did, and she kind of wasn't happy about it. Like, she was a little pissy. I was like, geez, lady, order it. It's Scentsy. Because I would never pay that much for a wax burner or wax. Matt bought that for me. And then he also bought me something else. He bought me another crime show tumbler. It says, "This is my true crime watching drink." And if I had to criticize it at all, I would say it's a tad bit busy. Other than that, I love this thing. I've used it every day since. Of course, it's just my black coffee. But I love it. It keeps it hot, and he bought it for me, so of course I love it. And then I bought, from the crochet vendor, she had a circle vest, which I have never, I've seen circle vests like on YouTube and the internet and stuff. I've never made one, and I've never seen one like that was made. And she had one, and I bought it. And I was like, I really like this. And you guys know me. If I find something I really like, I'm going to pick it apart and I'm going to recreate it. I think this out of the respect of the creator, because I met her and she was a nice woman. I'm not going to recreate it. However, I think I'm going to figure out my own design. I don't know when. I mean, don't hold your breath. I'm going to recreate it and do my own. I'll insert a picture here. But yeah, that was my little haul. It turned out to be a great weekend. Matt and I are finally feeling like $1 million again. Everything's rocking and rolling. Harvest is getting ready to start, so I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands to get tutorials out, get some more videos out. After volleyball, obviously. But yeah, so I'm gonna get off here, guys. That's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed my little showing. Subscribe if you haven't, so when I do recreate the towels, specifically those towels, I love those, you guys can get a notification that I have uploaded the tutorial. And then guys can get notified for anything I upload. Because I work really hard to come up with some really good ideas for you guys. And I hope you all appreciate it. Because I appreciate you. You guys are the greatest. You all know that. And like I always say, if I could hug all of you guys, I would just reach around and grab you and just hug your heads. Because I love you. All of you. So I'm going to get off here. Subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Click the notification bell, and then after you click that notification bell, a dialog box is going to pop up, and it says all, and then something and something. Don't worry about those. Click all, so that way you get notified for everything. And that's it. I'm going to get out of here.